Greetings and welcome to my channel. This is a follow-up video to my previous videos on special extra earnings for military service. I wanted to do an update since there are changes to the Social Security calculator that include the 8.7% COLA. And I get a lot of questions about how much my benefit might be and how do I verify that I'm getting my benefit. I'm going to get into a couple of those things in the video as well. I wanted to read this information directly from the Social Security website about special extra earnings for military service. From 1957 through 2001, if you had military service earnings for active duty, including active duty for training, you may have extra Social Security wage credits added to your earnings record. These extra earnings may help you qualify for Social Security or increase the amount of your Social Security benefit. How you get credit for special earnings. Special extra earning credits are granted for periods of active duty or active duty for training. Here's how the special extra earnings are credited on your record. From 1957 through 1977, you are credited with $300 in additional earnings for each calendar quarter in which you received active duty basic pay. From 1978 through 2001, for every $300 in active duty basic pay, you are credited with an additional $100 in earnings up to a maximum of $1,200 a year. In January 2002, Public Law 107-117, the Defense Appropriations Act, stopped the special extra earnings that have been credited to military service personnel. If you enlisted after September 7, 1980 and didn't complete at least 24 months of active duty or your full tour, you may not be able to receive the additional earnings. Note, in all cases, we add the additional credit for military service to the earnings that we average over your working lifetime, not directly to your monthly benefit payment amount. How we credit military wages. When you apply for benefits, we automatically verify your military service. If your military service increases your benefit and we cannot get proof of your service, we will ask for your DD-214 or other proof of service before we process your application. In all cases, we add military wage credits to your earnings, not directly to your monthly benefit payment. I'll go on to say it is highly unlikely that you will not get credit if you have qualifying service. For me, the online calculator already includes my extra credit, and I'm only 49 at this point. I know this because I used the downloadable detailed calculator with and without my military service, and the with calculation matched the online calculator exactly. To give some examples of how little or how much the benefit can increase your Social Security, I used the pay charts to estimate military pay from DFAS. In all cases, I used someone born in March of 1961 since they will be eligible to collect at age 62 in 2023. In my first example, I entered income here for every year from 1980 through 2022 with approximate military earnings for the first 4 years and low and average income levels for 1984 through 2022. You'll notice in this example, I've entered $6,000 for the first 2 years of military service, $7,000 for the last 2. And then after that, in this example, this was the average, but I also did low for every year from 1984 to 2022. So in 1984, the average income according to this calculation and the indexed earnings is $16,135 and low was $7,260. And again, I entered that for every year starting in 1984 through 2022. I then calculated Social Security benefits at both age 62 and full retirement age of 67. The first calculation I did was as if there was no military service. I used the exact same income. Even the first 4 years, I estimated the income to be the same at $6,000 for the first 2 years, $4,000 or $7,000 for the next 2 years. And then the average and low, actually the low in this case, income from 1984 through 2022. And in that instance, we had obviously 0 years of service, but the benefit at age 62 was $969, and the benefit at 67 was $1,376. Using the military service of 4 years and low average, you'll notice that in column D, I have military years included in the calculation, and in this case, it's 4. So all 4 years are used in the calculation of this person's Social Security. And it brings the benefit up to $982 at age 62 and $1,395 at the full retirement age of 67, giving an additional $19 a month in benefits for that 4 years served from 1980 to 1983. Further, I wanted to point out that those 4 years, just so you get an idea of how the indexing works, it converts those earnings and basically indexes them in today's dollars. So the $7,200 of earnings in 1980, notice that I entered $6,000, but it added the $1,200 for military service. So that became $7,200 and indexed in today's dollars, or about today's dollars. It uses a couple years ago to determine the indexing, but that indexes to $34,853 a year. So those first 4 years are used in the 35-year calculation. Because what happens with Social Security, when they determine your Social Security, they will take your highest, for old age benefit, they will take your highest 35 years of income, indexed income. In this case, it happens to be 1980 through 1984. And then every year after 1993, or including 1993 and after, to come up with the total 35 years of income. Now, if this same individual got out of the military and started working in 1984 and earned what Social Security determined to be the average wage, you'll notice that the military years used in the calculation is now 0. Their benefit at age 62 would be $1,595, and the full retirement benefit would be $2,265. But the qualifying military service impact would be $0, because none of those years are part of the 35 highest years of income. You'll notice the indexed earnings in the calculation, which is the last column. Those first 4 years, 1980 through 1983, are not included, and it only includes every year from 1988 on as part of the high 35 years. For my second example, I decided to use somebody who served for 20 years in the military from 1980 through 1999. Again, I did an example with the same income, but no military service. So they don't benefit from the extra $1,200 a year, and they have 0 years of service. Their benefit at 62 is $1,180, and the benefit at 67 is $1,677. For this individual, this first example here, they did 20 years and then came out and only earned low income according to the Social Security calculator. All 20 military years were included in the calculation, and the benefit at 62 becomes $1,220, and the full retirement age is $1,733, giving us a monthly impact of their service of $56. Again, all 20 years of that extra $1,200 credit increased their monthly payment by $56. Finally, since I wanted to make sure I was comparing apples to apples, I did the same income for both average and average with military service. So if you had no military service, obviously you have 0 years, but then your benefit at 62 is 1,557. Benefit at 67 is 2,211. But then if you had 20 years of military service, only 12 of that counts toward the 35 years total, because the average years that you were paid from 2000 through 2022 are all included. So then your benefit at 62 becomes $1,577, and at 67 is $2,239, giving you a total monthly impact of $28. I wanted to include some additional notes, and this first one is that officers would see less impact due to tiered PIA calculations, because 90% of the first $1,115 of average monthly earnings is used, and then above that, from $1,115 to $6,721, it goes down to 32%. And then above the $6,721 is 15%. So the biggest impact is on the lowest amount of income. So basically, the higher your income, each dollar only increases your benefit by 32%, or even down to 15% if you're in a high income situation. And you can see that here in the calculation. So here we have 0.9 times 1,115, etc. I would like to reiterate that if you have qualifying service, it is highly unlikely that your benefit will be missed. And while it is annoying, the benefit does not show up in your Social Security annual earnings report. For me, when logged into Social Security, the online calculator includes the benefit and matches the detailed calculator. In this case, the benefit adds $19 a month. I had 8 years of qualifying service out of my 20 years, and only 33 total years of income. So 2 of my years are $0. I would like to say one more thing here. I'm not sure that I've been clear about it, but the order that they use to calculate this is they take all of your income, your historical income that you paid Social Security taxes on. They index it first and put it basically all in essentially today's dollars. Then what they do is they take the highest 35 years, average those, and then they do the rest of the calculation. They come up with your average monthly income that you earned for your lifetime. And then they use the multipliers, like 0.9 of the first $1,115, and then 0.32 of the next, $5,000 or so dollars. And that's how they determine your monthly benefit. Finally, just as an example, the indexed value of $1,200 in 1995. So if you had service in 1995, that $1,200 equates to $2,701.98 indexed. So it's as if in today's dollars you earned an extra $2,701 that particular year. So the $1,200 isn't just a straight $1,200 in the year, but it's indexed. So that $1,200 is the equivalent of, or basically the equivalent of $2,700 today. I hope this video helped you out a little bit. I hope it gave you a little bit of an idea of what the benefit might actually be worth to you with the examples. It could be as little as $0 if you didn't have much service time and then you had a high or average to high income post-service, and a lot of those years are calculated into the total. Remember, the benefit ended in 2001, so any military service after that, there won't be an addition when they calculate your indexed earnings. The benefit could be as high as possibly $60, $65 if the conditions are perfect. So that would be the biggest impact you would see potentially in your monthly Social Security benefit. If you like the content, please leave me a like, consider subscribing. I'm going to try to continue to do more videos on mostly Social Security, some military and pension information. And if you're going to retire, retire to something.